Quintus Ennius was a writer during the period of the Roman Republic, and is often considered the father of Roman poetry. He was of Calabrian descent. Although only fragments of his works survive, his influence in Latin literature was significant, particularly in his use of Greek literary models. Biography. Ennius was born at Rudy, an old Italian town historically founded by the Messapians. Here Oscan, Greek, and Latin languages were in contact with one another, according to Aulus Gellius 17.1. Ennius referred to this heritage by saying he had three hearts. Ennius continued the nascent literary tradition by writing pretext-side tragedies, and palliator, as well as his most famous work, a historic epic called the Annal. Other minor works include the Epicharmus, the Euhemerus, the Hediphagetica, and Satire. The Epicharmus presented an account of the gods and the physical operations of the universe. In it, the poet dreamed he had been transported after death to some place of heavenly enlightenment. The Euhemerus presented a theological doctrine of a vastly different type in a mock simple prose style modeled on the Greek of Euhemerus of Messon, and several other theological writers. According to this doctrine, the gods of Olympus were not supernatural powers still actively intervening in the affairs of men, but great generals, statesmen and inventors of olden times commemorated after death in extraordinary ways. The Hediphagetica took much of its substance from the gastronomical epic of Archestratus Agella. The 11 extant hexameters have prosodical features avoided in the more serious Annal. The remains of 6 books of Satire show a considerable variety of meters. There are signs that Ennius varied the meter sometimes even within a composition. A frequent theme was the social life of Ennius himself and his upper-class Roman friends and their intellectual conversation. The Annal was an epic poem in 15 books, later expanded to 18, covering Roman history from the fall of Troy in 1184 BC down to the censorship of Cato the Elder in 184 BC. It was the first Latin poem to adopt the dactylic hexameter meter using Greek epic and didactic poetry, leading it to become the standard meter for these genres in Latin poetry. The Annals became a school text for Roman schoolchildren, eventually supplanted by Virgil's Aeneid. About 600 lines survive. A copy of the work is among the Latin rolls of the Herculaneum Library. Ennius was said to have considered himself a reincarnation of Homer. Early in the poem, Homer appears to the narrator, claiming that Ennius now has Homer's soul, which has also once been a peacock. Quotes: Quod est antipodes nemo spectate, caeli scrutantur plagus. No one regards what is before his feet, everyone gazes at the stars. Fragment from the Lost Tragedy Iphigenia. Simia quam similus turpissima bestia nobis. The ape, vilest of beasts, how like to us, as quoted by Cicero in De Natura Deorum, Book 1, Chapter 35, as quoted by Cicero in De Officiosa, Book 1, 16. Who kindly shows the way to one lost does as he lit another's lamp from his own. No less shines his, when he the other's has lit. More quotations at Wiki quote. Ennius Dictions. Quinto Ennio, L'Opera Minori, Volume I, Preceptor, Protrepticus, Satire, Scipio, Sota, ed. Tr. Cum. Alessandro Russo. Pisa. Edizioni ETS, 2007.